Word Laos.
Welcome to Travel Talk, brought to you by the Hotel Guide, the global voice of luxury and boutique hospitality. Featuring Edward Leos.
Good morning, everybody. Edward Leos here, publisher of the Hotel Guide and your host of Travel Talk. Really excited about today's episode. Got one of my really dear friends, one of our board of advisors, Sahara. It's so happy to have you on the call again and have you back on the podcast. How are you doing today?
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me back, Edward. I'm excited to chat with you today.
No, it's going to be fun. We were talking a little bit offline about what should we talk about? And then I was like, you know what? We're really good just free flowing. And we have so much. Sometimes when you have so much to talk about and you're like, well, what it's going to be, it's just easier just to kind of let it go and figure that out. So I know we've got, it's been a while since you've been on the show, but why don't you tell some of our listeners a little bit about who you are and kind of getting into where you are with the Travel Coach Network?
Yeah, thank you so much for the space. So I'm Sahara Rose De Vore. I'm the founder and CEO of the Travel Coach Network. We're a global community and platform that trains, educates, and certifies travel coaches around the world. So think more life coaching plus travel. It's really about helping people better understand why they want to travel, be more intentional with their travel decisions, and use travel as far more than just a vacation or a quick getaway, but instead really an incredible tool that can help us for whatever it is we're looking for in that particular phase of our lives. So whether that's healing, transformation, personal connection, human connection, growth, learning, and more. There's all these really wonderful, powerful reasons why we travel in the first place. So travel coaching really puts that all in the forefront of planning and booking trips.
No, and I think that's what I love about the TCN, in short for Travel Coach Network there. But when you started this, could you imagine how big it's become and where it's going?
Not at all. Not at all. No. I didn't have the slightest. The Travel Coach Network itself, when I first started my own wellness travel coaching business in 2018, the Travel Coach Network, a bigger platform for others, wasn't my initial thought on it. It just came from a slow interest and demand of others in the industry. And so that's kind of what the catalyst of why I started and created the Travel Coach Network over 8 years ago.
Oh, wow. The 8 years goes by fast, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh, yes. I continued to say 6 years, 7 years. And then I looked at LinkedIn and it was like, nope, it was 8 years ago, it said.
I know. It's funny when you go through that. You go through, your 8 years, and then we got our notification 33 years, doing the Hotel Guide, and it makes you feel a little old, I guess, but it makes you also feel like there's not a lot of people that get to the levels of 8 years, 10 years, 33 years, and especially in this industry because travel changes so much. And you start seeing even just people hopping ships and going to different companies in different ways, and it's really hard to find someone who's stuck through what they've created. And tell me how, we're getting a little entrepreneurism here, but tell me what some of those challenges have been like and how you kind of overcome them through the last 8 years. And then maybe touch on about where you are now, what you want to do with the organization moving forward.
Yeah, so that's a common question that I get of what's the challenges, especially growing the Travel Coach Network? I don't know where to begin with that question, but the biggest one that sticks out to me that has kind of been the challenge that has always been there consistently over the years, less now, and I'll share why, is just really just paving a path for travel coaching. I mean, a lot of industries are very stubborn industries, let alone the tourism and hospitality industry. It's been very set in its ways, mentality of not broke, don't fix it for so long. But a lot of what has happened over the past 10 years has, even beyond that, the past 20 years has really been in favor of where we're going and what we're doing in the Travel Coach Network. And here's why. No one predicted the pandemic to happen. And when it did, it caused a lot of fear and worry of what does this mean for the tourism industry, hospitality industry. But we all know that travel was going to come back. It was going to come back differently. We didn't know what that was going to look like, but it was going to come back. Travel is an essential piece to our everything in our lives for our well-being, our mental health, our connections, our business, just everything. So it was going to come back. It was going to come back differently. And it sure did. But it came back, in my opinion, for the better. It catapulted categories like sustainability and responsible tourism and self-care and wellness and transformation and meaning to the forefront that would have taken decades if the pandemic didn't happen. So what we were served was this platter of these really incredible opportunities, really expedited for us. And so that worked in the favor of the Travel Coach Network because that is what we do. We encourage people to think outside the boxes when it comes to their business models in the travel industry and what really matters most when it comes to helping people travel and really shifting the viewpoint that travel is more than just a transaction. It's more just an itinerary that someone plans and a booking that is made. It really is an incredible way for people to live the best life that we can, feel the best that we can. And so shifting that mindset. So when I decided to combine travel plus ICF coaching, it really embodied that. It embodied that human emotional approach to travel. And that is what we're seeing happening in the industry now. So as technology and as AI continues to grow in the industry, it's going to even more. There's a lot of there's space for it, right? Like it frees it. People often question if I'm like anti-tech and AI. Absolutely not. I use it every single day. Like parts of the TCN is tech platform. But one of the beautiful things about what tech and AI are doing in the travel and hospitality industry is freeing up the space and time for travel professionals of whatever hats and roles to do what they do best, which is to create meaningful experiences for people that change their lives or makes them feel something.
I agree with you on that. I get hit up too all the time about the AI question and is it taking over everything? And, is it better? Is it worse? Is it, are we losing jobs? And I'm like, no, if you use it right, it's a massive tool for a hotel, for a resort, for a travel planner, for, travel coach as well. And that's the key about it. So many people take it and just, they just take it verbatim and just roll with it. Well, that's not what it's intended for because it does make mistakes, but as do humans. But the human touch is always going to be that connection. And I agree with you 100% with regards to the post-COVID feel. People are always going to travel. It may not be, hey, I'm traveling across the world and doing that. It may be, closer to home, but you're still going to have those getaways. You still want that escape, the experience that just kind of helps you with your daily life. And I think, when you're in the COVID times, people being in their homes and not being able to connect with other people really became a challenge. So people are like, hey, let's get out there and see this great big world. And, so you've got the Travel Coach Network. How many coaches do you actually have as part of the group so far?
Yeah, so now we have over 800 travel coaches from more than 41 countries in both our English and Spanish programs. Those are our flagship program, and then expands beyond that because we earlier this year launched a certified travel coach course specific for travel advisors. It's a lot shorter of a course. It's very complementary to what the travel advisor does, and we did that because we saw an influx over the past several years, especially starting during the pandemic, of travel advisors coming in saying, hey, I still want to wear the hat as the travel advisor. I still want to plan and book the trips and earn commissions, but there's so much more that I want to do and create and how I want to show up in this industry. And that's the hole that we fill for them. And so and we grow by the day. So it's really exciting. We're more than just coaches. It's tour operators, retreat leaders, travel advisors, health, life, wellness coaches, tourism experts of all different sorts, DNCs, consultants, a lot of people who just come and are part of our movement that travel is more than just a vacation. It really is an incredible way to change people's lives.
And I love that. I love the diversity of the travel coaches who are part of your network and what you're doing. Love where you've been. Let's talk about where you want to go. What are some of your plans over the next year or beyond that, and what people can kind of expect and keep up with you?
Yeah, I mean, we always have something great going on. We have a lot of wonderful virtual events. We just relaunched our ambassador program so that a lot of our community around the world can do more in-person meetups. That's a request that we've been getting, is how can we connect even further? Because even though we have 800 coaches in our flagship program, so we have over 1,000 across all of our programs. But we have a global community, about 25,000 across all of our channels, our newsletter, our Facebook group, our private communities, and more, who want to connect with each other. And that's really what we do in the Travel Coach Network, is be able to connect each other so they can partner, they can support each other, they can, refer each other. They all do something different and offer value, or just really maybe find their next travel buddy as well too. So relaunch our ambassador program, but in the near future, we're really focusing right now on securing more strategic partnerships because of how diverse the TCN is. We are always looking for different partners who fill one of the voids that we have in the industry or in the TCN. So whether it's adding new revenue streams for our travel coaches, whether it's an opportunity for their clients, the travelers themselves, whether it's media, there's so many different things that we are looking for to help our travel coaches build their best travel related business and provide the best experiences for their clients. So we are in the process of that. We have some really exciting ones we just secured. We have more that we're working on. And really just continue to grow our flagship program and expand, especially in the travel advisor world, and really integrate into the world of these incredible tech platforms that are freeing up this time and space for the advisors.
That's awesome. Well, I'm excited about keeping up with you, obviously, with everything that you're doing. I want to ask you a travel question before we go away. I always like to ask this of all of my guests. Maybe even go back and see the previous episode, see what your answer was. But what are some of your bucket list travel spots that you have on your list?
I should really think about this and come up with better answers, because that's a question that people ask all the time. And it's so hard because my travels have been just so focused on business. And even though I've spent 10 years traveling to 84 countries, it really, I think at this point is places to return to, especially now that I have a son. Places I'd like for him to explore. And Iceland is one of those places. I've been there several times now, but it's one of those ones that really truly is breathtaking and is so diverse in its topography and what it offers. So that is one place I would love to be able to take my son to or go back to. I'm very much a nature person. So one place I'd always wanted to go, it has been on my bucket list, is Banff in Canada, where the reflective mountains on the lake. I love that. And a place that has always been true to my heart is Thailand. I spent so much time there. So between the Thailand and the Philippines is kind of tied for me. They just offer everything. If I didn't live this life, or maybe in my future life, when my son goes off to school, I'd move to Thailand.
Yeah, I've heard some good things about that. Obviously, one of our good friends, Scott Eddy, always talks about the what Thailand had meant for him and the love he has for that corner of the world too. Banff, that's actually on my bucket list too. So we share that as well.
Well, maybe there's a hotel guide group meeting and hike and adventure there. So
yeah, that's actually a great opportunity to think about as well. There's just so much. You start thinking about, travel in this world, and the world has just become smaller, even though it's so big. But that you see so much now from your hand, when you're looking at your phone, and you're like, man, I want to go there. And so it's really cool that you're able to connect that for travelers through the Travel Coach Network. I love what you're doing with the business. We're one of your biggest fans and supporters. So any way that we can help, we always will. But as always, it's been a pleasure having you on the podcast today and sharing a little bit about what's going on. What's the best way for people to find out about you and the Travel Coach Network?
Well, you can find us at thetravelcoachnetwork.com or the Travel Coach Network across all of our platforms. You can find me. I'm Sahara Rose, the Travel Coach, across all the platforms as well.
No, she's awesome. You're very active on social media as well, and very informative. So I love your transparency and your authenticity, and I'm excited about the future for sure. So
I am
pleasure.
Too.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again for having me, Edward.
You got it. Wait, to all of our listeners out there, you know the drill. Follow us at thehotelguide.com and across all of our socials as well. We will have Sahara's contact information and the Travel Coach Network in our show notes, so you can easily click the link and find her. But as always, we love to thank our guests for being here, but we want to thank you for supporting us and listening with what we're doing here at the Hotel Guide. And as always, travel, make memories. And until next time, take care and we'll talk soon.